Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to use Tableau and what it's used for. If you just want to skip over the what is Tableau part, just go to this timestamp and we'll get started. If not, we'll give you a little introduction. Tableau is basically a data visualization software that kind of looks like this, right? Very easy to use and very dynamic. Why would someone want to learn Tableau? Well, aside from salary, you can see that these jobs, these jobs are high paying. All right, so aside from having the opportunity to go into a high paying job, Tableau gives you the ability to get insights from your data. And I know you can make graphs in Excel, but Excel has a limit. It is not meant for big data. However, Tableau, you could hook it up from databases, cloud premises, cloud databases, on-premise databases. It could handle a lot of big data, transaction level data, things that you could never dream of doing in Excel. And the beauty of Tableau is that it is very simple to use. That being said, today we are going to apply Tableau into a practical area of our lives, in finance actually. Today we're going to find out why Sergio Espejo, is broke. We're going to find out where the money is going, where it should go, what am I spending on, and we are going to look for insights. All right. In order to do this, you are going to need to have a copy of transaction sheet, right? So you could do that by going to your bank, downloading your cloud activity. In my case, it's Chase. For your case, it might be something else. All right. So once you have that data, I'll link this tutorial. It's very simple. All right. Without further ado, let's get started. By the end of this video, you should know everything you need to know in order to be relevant, in Tableau. So after this, you're going to be able to technically put in your resume that you know Tableau, which is true. You'll know enough to make graphs, make visualizations. All right. Now that I opened up Tableau, I'm going to choose a data source that I'm gonna be using. So since the bank reports were a CSV file, we're gonna look for a CSV file. So over here, you look for servers, files, and an actual, off-premise server. So we're going to choose file. We're going to click more, and we're going to click on our data, which is a Chase Freedom. That's the credit card that we're looking at. We're going to open. All right. Now that you've chosen your data, Tableau automatically takes you to the data source page, right? You have your transaction date, post date, description, category, type, amount, and memo, which I never fill. So yeah, that part is empty. All right, now that we have our data, now that we know what we're going to be working with, we're going to go to worksheet. So this is a worksheet. This is pretty much where you make your graphs. You could add another worksheet by clicking the leftmost bottom over here, which says new worksheet. Now we have two worksheets. So our first one, we are going to name it general overview. Okay, and it automatically populates. Now I want to show you this area in the left where it says data. Over here we'll have our dimensions, which includes categorical values as well as dates, and our measures, which are quantitative values like integers, decimals, So here we have our amount, our number of records, which is a count, and our measure values. I don't know what measure values is. Let's go back in our data source. Measure values. Now we'll worry about that later. All right. So in this graph, I want to see transaction over the months, right? So we're going to take our post date, and you'll see that I dragged this to a column area, right? So imagine columns as your x-axis markers, right? So our x-axis is years, and our y-axis would be rows. Those would be the markers for the rows. So now that we have year, you'll see that it just shows 2020, right? If you go into our data store, you see the transaction date and post date have months and days as well. So let's get our transaction date. So you see that we have our years, right? What about our months? In order to do that, you're going to drag it again over here, and you're going to see that the data got more granular. Now you have quarters. See, we have quarters, but we don't have months. Let's drag it again and see if months come up. Transaction date, okay. See, now we have months. We have quarters, and months. But I don't really care about quarters because I don't really see myself as a company. So we'll get rid of quarters. So we're just gonna drag quarters out, and it turns into months. Another way you could do this is by getting transaction date over here. Now that it goes into quarters, instead of putting quarters, you just put month. See, that works for everything. Here we have it in year, and the next one we have it in our months. So remember that. You can change your data using the right-click function. All right, now that we have our x-axis ready, let's make our y-axis the amount spent per month. So let's put our amount. That should be it. There we go. See, now we have a running balance of the months of December 2019 to November 2020. You know, everyone's favorite year, clearly. Everyone is having so much fun this year. It's insane. All right, we're gonna, now that I think that's pretty good, right? It's pretty big. All right. See, I don't like the fact that it starts at 2019. I want to have it even at 2020. So how are we going to do that? We're going to filter out. And how do we filter out? You guessed it, by using the area called filters. So we're going to get our post date again, and we're going to filter out by years. So we're going to click years, click next. Oh, we cancel. No, we don't want post date, we want transaction date. So we're going to use our transaction date as a filter. We're going to put it there. Filter out by years, click next. And since we only want 2020, we're going to put it 2020. All right. And we're going to put OK. Yeah. You could even see your filter if you right click again and you put show filter. That's going to be very useful. See, now you could click it out. Yeah, that's very useful. I like that. Yeah, let's leave it there. So that's another beauty of the Tableau. You know, that Tableau has. It's very dynamic. You can make changes in an instant. All right, I changed my mind. Let me hide that filter. No one's gonna be using it. All right. So now it's working on the back end. We don't really see it. All right. So now we can see that in March I was the brokest. Right. So let's see if our data could tell a little story. All right. In January, I started my first job as a data analyst. Right. But the thing about it is that I gave my 2 weeks for my previous job in December, and I came in the middle of a pay period in January, so I didn't get my first paycheck. No, I was paycheckless for a month. So I was using my credit card for everything, and that's why I'm so in debt in January. In February, I started making money again. You know, my first paycheck, I paid off my credit card, and then I was like around 500. And then in March, I decided to move out into a fancy apartment. So I was spending a lot more on rent. And I don't know why, but it also reflected my credit card spending. Maybe I didn't pay it off. All right, but then in April, COVID happened. Everything was closed. So now I was saving a lot of money, not going out because everybody was scared. And then things started opening up again. Started going to my favorite restaurants. And I started spending again because there's nothing else to do. But for the most part, I was positive on my credit card spending. Meaning that there's more money going out. No, going in actually. All right. Now that I told you my my shopaholic habits, my reckless spending, let's dive deeper into the data. See, now that you know how to make graphs, I'll show you the easy way of doing it, which is the show me. This show me function will save your life. It will make graphs so much easier. See, you can make pie charts, it shows you your transactions per month. You can make every single type of chart that you want, as long as you follow the rules that tell you in the bottom. So over here you need 2 measures and no dimension. See, so it tells you exactly what you need. Oh, this one's a nice one. What is this one? Okay, it's by month. It tells you what month you spent the most. Or not spent the most, but what month you were most positive, I guess. Yeah, I'll just leave it back into our lines. All right, let's go to a new sheet. And let's do the same thing we were doing, right? Let's get our transaction date. Quarter, let's put it to month. And let's put our amount. All right. And where's our filter? Remember, the filters are very important as well. Years, next. 2020, okay. All right. So for this graph, I just want to show how much I'm spending every month, because this does not show, because this also shows like payments, right? So that's why it's positive sometimes. How much I'm spending every month, and then aggregate total. So spending, we're gonna call this sheet spending per month. Okay. Now we're going to just take out all our payments so we see the actual spending. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna filter out by type, right? So if you look at our data source, you'll see that type, you have payment, sale, sale, sale. We want everything except payments to see our spending. So we're gonna go filters, type, everything but spending, right? But everything, adjustment fees, no payments, return, and sales. Okay. See, now you see a story being told. You see that I'm spending most in the earlier year, in the early part of the year before COVID, and not so much after COVID. Yeah, so I think this COVID thing has been a good thing for my wallet. But other than that, yeah, it's not that great. Yeah, it's killed a lot of people. All right, let's go back to what we were doing. All right, now that we have like a monthly total, I want an aggregate number, right? So I want one that keeps on showing the severity of our spending. How are we going to do that? Now we're going to get our transaction again. I'm going to drag it here. So our amounts. And then, see, now we have 2 graphs side by side. Now that we have this, we could do some calculations on them. So we're going to go into the part that makes it really easy for finance. We're going to go to quick table calculations. I'm going to click running total because that's what we want. See, now we're cooking. See, now this shows us the total in November that I spent like nearly $15,000 on my credit card. Okay. Not too bad. All right, let's say you don't want this graph. Let's say you want to show them side by side. Can you make them? No, you can't. Let's do that. All right. So let's say you want to have them in the same graph, right? Instead of two separate graphs. You're going to do this by just clicking dual axis on one of them. But you'll see that these tickers over here are not the greatest. You know, they're very, very different. See, over here you have 0, 0, 2, negative 2k, negative 400. They're not matching. You know, it's very confusing. This does not show an actual representation of what we're trying to show. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this field and going to drag it to the rows axis, right? We're going to drag it here. And just like magic, both lines are being shown at the same time. So now we have our automatic legend being made for us and our transactions. And now you can see how much you're spending and how much you're getting in debt. You know, ideally you'd want this line to flatten out. You know, the steeper it is, the more impulsive you are. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All you need to know to make Tableau visualizations. You know, now that we finished our spending per month, let's create one more dashboard. One more sheet to make. All right, now that we finished our spending per month, let's make one more sheet. All right. Now we want to see how much we're spending per category, right? So let's put our post date, bring it again. There's an easier way of doing this. We could just delete this, use spending per month, right? So let's click duplicate and let's name it spending per category. All right, now that we have duplicated it, we could start cutting out the things we don't need. So we don't want the amounts anymore. So let's get rid of the amount. And let's put the transactions. So let's say we want a stack chart. All right. And now let's do that at the very end. So let's say we want the type of transaction, which should be the type. So let's bring it to color. Oh, that's nasty. Let's see if that makes it better. Type, okay. Sale. Oh, it may not be type, it might be description. All right, let's take type. Let's put description. Oh, no, it's not description. Let's look into our data source. Type, category, it's our category. So let's go back to spending cat. And let's put our category by color. There we go. Oh, excuse me guys, Gordo is calling me. Gordito, say something. Alright, I got Gordito, guys. Alright, now that we have our categories nice and even, let's create a filter for month, a visible one. Do we have it already? No, we don't. Alright, let's put our month by putting our transaction data as a filter. And let's put months next. Okay. And let's make it visible. Show filter. See? Yeah, it's working. All right. Okay, let's also make category into a filter. Now let's make it visible. All right. Now we have a pretty good insight of my expenses. See, this graph tells you what I'm spending most in which is food and drink. Yeah, see, in the months before COVID, I'm spending a lot in food and drink. It's shopping. Yeah, so I toned down actually. See, I'm doing pretty good, guys. You guys should congratulate me. I'm an amazing budgeting person. You know, I am very, very shrewd with my money, as you could tell. See, I'm getting better, guys. All right, let's make a dashboard. So let's click make new dashboard, and you'll notice here that it says sheets, right? Now we can start dragging them here. And so you want this one down here. General overview, spending per month, spending per category. Let's drag it here. That is not very nice, huh? Oh, let me take my light off. All right, sorry about that, guys. My nightlight turned on. All right, let me get rid of that. Let me delete that. All right. I don't like it. Let's drag it again. See, I want that one to be a crown jewel. It's very colorful. I love the colors. All right. Now we're going to move this one here. See, and this one here. All right. So now we created our first dashboard. And you're probably thinking, oh, look, it's just 3 graphs at the same time. Wow. What's important? All right. What's important, guys, is that now you have a way to create a dashboard and make it very, very intuitive, very, very insightful for your users. You know, you could send this to your CEO, right? And they'll be able to play around with it. So if you click apply to worksheets, all using this related data source, right? If you click that by using this, you will be able to look at spending like a category, right? By home. You know, you could start seeing trends. So you could start nitpicking now. So let's put a month of transaction as well, maybe. Was this tell us anything? Oh, using this data. So let's see. Let's click February. Doesn't really tell us much. Let's get rid of it. We don't need it. All right. Oh, god damn it. Let me click all. Okay. Let's get rid of it now. We don't need it. See, now we show our categories. Yeah, we like it. Measure names. See, this one's way too far away. Let's put it. Oof. Yeah, that's good, I think. All right. See, now we have our first dashboard. And if you want to customize it more, you could use these objects over here, right? So if you want a vertical bar, just click vertical. And now we could start messing around with it. Let's see, we want it on top. There we go, finally. See, now we can start adding titles. And let's put text box. Sergio's finances. Chase credit card. Let's put What is this? Credit card analysis. All right. Now, hopefully with this dashboard, I could get incentivized to, spend less. All right, let's leave it there. I'm too lazy. Actually, here we can highlight it. All right. Okay, now that we finally made it, we finally shown you what you could do with Tableau. You should be good to go. All right, thank you for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Let me know if I should cut anything out, what topics you would like to see me cover, and if this helped you at all learn Tableau. Bye-bye.